Okay, so if you are heading to Tuscany with me in a couple of weeks, this is my step-by-step guide on what to pack, or at least what I am packing. I want to talk about electronics first. I take a lot of videos for my Insta stories anytime I'm traveling. Heck, I do it when I'm just walking around New York City. And that means that I'm draining my battery. So there is a power charger from Anker that I carry with me and shove in my purse anytime I'm traveling for when my battery drains out. I also carry a lot of electronics for my hotel room. I'm talking about a hairdryer, curling iron, flat iron, Kindle, computer. And so I also carry this power strip from Anker. It's got USB ports, it's got the regular plug-in feature, but here's the rub. If some hotels are just strange, the mirror is very far away from the actual plug point. So in order for me to be able to bridge that gap, I'll make sure that I bring an extension cord with me to plug all my stuff into. The other thing is that I only have to use one converter at any given time as opposed to several for all the electronics that I'm plugging in, because there's only one power strip going into the wall. Let's talk packing cubes. I could basically nerd out and geek out on this topic from now till the end of time, but Away Luggage makes 4 packing cubes in a set. They range from all different sizes, for ones that are for your socks, all the way up to ones that are for your sweaters and for your trousers. I really love all of these, and all of my clothes go into each of these packing cubes for ease of access. I also love this toiletry bag from Cezanne. I used to be somebody who carried a lot of little bags, but I realized that I had no idea what was inside of each of them. And so I'm rummaging through all of them to find like a pair of scissors. So now I have this zip top bag from Cezanne that I really love because I can just flip it open and see everything and have immediate transparency as opposed to having to rummage around. So this retails for about $55 from Cezanne, and you can get it online. I don't even actually think they sell it in the store. Now, as a general rule of thumb, when I head to any place, whether I'm hosting a retreat or traveling on my own, I check 3 things. Number 1, what is the temperature going to be? Number 2, what are the activities I'm going to be doing? And then number 3, I check the fashion of the place I am visiting. Some countries that we visited in the past are very conservative, and so I want to make sure that I'm being deferential to the cultural norms that are expected in the country that I'm visiting. So let's talk about that. In Tuscany, the temperature is going to be somewhere between 54 degrees and 74 degrees high. It's going to be a little bit overcast, so that doesn't mean I necessarily need to bring a raincoat, but I do want to make sure that I've got long sleeve tees, sweaters, vests, as well as some athletic gear. So let's talk about day 1. Day 1 is arguably going to be your longest travel day. I know it is going to be for me. And it's about a 9-hour flight from New York to Florence with a stopover in Brussels. I do have one member of my mastermind coming with me because God knows I do not want to be in the hills of Tuscany in a 900-year-old castle by myself. I want to make sure I have some company with me. Go-to outfits for when I travel and I'm on a long haul flight. I'll start with base layers first. Commando makes this great bra with no underwire. It gives me the right amount of support, but it also is pajama-like, so I can sleep through the night and still be wearing this. On the bottom, I'm gonna get a little intimate here, but I am approaching menopause and my periods are tough. But I also want to make sure that I have the confidence to be able to move around and know that I'm protected. So I am wearing these boy shorts from Ruby Love. If you haven't heard the brand before, check it out. It's something that's going to help you if this is something that you are concerned with. All right, let's move to tops. I love wearing this base layer from Marine Layer. I found this top in Brooklyn. It's made of recycled materials. I love Marine Layer, so it's a heather gray t-shirt that I'm going to wear underneath my Athleta sweatshirt, navy blue, and I pair that with these joggers. Athleta's been spending a lot of time creating what's called performance technology. So these joggers in particular have a technology in them that's wicking the sweat away from you, from your body, and allowing it to evaporate, which is why I love these joggers in the first place. On the bottom, I'm going to be wearing my Nike sneakers. They're very casual. They're my go-to. I love that they slip on and slip off, easy for when I'm in the airport. And I wear these ballet socks. Ballet socks are my go-to for running, for cycling, for anything else, but I just love that these kind of you can't see the tops of them. They're no-show technology and they fit very nicely into my Nike sneakers. As far as my essentials, I mean my passport, my earbuds, my wallet, all of them are gonna be on my person in my excursion bag. It's a waist bag, and that also is made by Athleta. Whenever I'm on a plane, hands down, I'm a stickler about making sure I remove my makeup, because nothing's going to cause you to break out more than all the bacteria in the air when you're traveling, especially when you're sleeping and this and that and the other. So I use these Hydro Boost wipes from Neutrogena to remove my makeup. I have these astringent wipes that I use from Thayer to make sure that I am toning, and then I moisturize. I brought back this prickly pear moisturizer from Morocco last year from the last retreat, and I'm obsessed with it, and that's what I'm going to be wearing overnight. So we're going to be landing pretty much around breakfast time, and that means what? I've got a pretty long day still ahead of me once we land. We still have to go pick up the rental car, we have to grab lunch, and then we've got to make our way to the villa, which is about an hour outside of Florence. So I'm going to do a couple of things. Number one, I love these shower sheets from a company called Uni Beauty. It's a husband and wife duo. They're both yoga teachers. They created these lines of shower on the go sheets that I can use to freshen up. And then I'm going to quickly change into this long sleeve tee from AG Jeans. It's just cotton. It's great to be able to just change into something comfortable. I'm going to wear my air stretch pants from Athleta on the bottom. Again, it's this light air technology that's got wicking fabric to pull away any kind of sweat. It's sporty enough, but it's also polished enough that I can go to lunch and not feel like I'm wearing sweats. I'm going to top this off with this quilted vest from Barber. It kind of ties everything together. And then I'm going to be driving. I'm going to be driving maybe in rush hour traffic. I'm not really sure how the day is going to go. And so I'm going to wear these driving loafers from MGME just to switch out of my sneakers and wear a different pair of footwear. When we get to the villa, Chef Antonella is going to be making us dinner. I imagine the temperature is going to be dropping because we're going to be out in the countryside. So I have this V-neck sweater from Reset. I'm a little obsessed. I discovered this brand when I was in Sicily back in January. Pair that with some black jeans from Banana Republic, and I am perfectly poised to sit by the fireplace and enjoy the evening. All right, let's zip ahead to day 3, because this is the day that everybody's going to be arriving at the villa. And while I'm going to be arriving a little bit early to make sure that the villa is in order, folks are going to be coming by train, by car, via Milan, via Florence, and everyone is planning to be at the villa by aperitivo hour. And then we go into the welcome dinner. So for this, I want to be welcoming everyone, but I still want to be casual. So I'm wearing this sweater from Reset. It's a brand that I discovered when I was in Sicily back in January. It's made of a really beautiful cashmere fabric. It's casual, but it still allows me to look put together. I've paired this with a matching skirt from an Italian brand called Rivella. It's a satin silk slip skirt that matches the sweater, and then I pair that with mules from Kurt Geiger. I kind of love the evil eye print in the crystal embroidery on the point of the toe. All right, day 4, we are going to be at the villa for the entire day. We're going to have breakfast in the morning. Then a drone photographer is coming by to photograph us. You know, we are deep in the countryside, and I truly don't think that you can capture the magnificence of where we are unless you capture it from the sky. So I've hired this drone photographer to not only take pictures of us as, you know, we're going through our exercises and working, but also to be able to capture the landscape because it's so stunningly beautiful, and we are really out in the sticks. Keep in mind that everybody who is on the retreat is in my mastermind, and all of these folks are building a personal brand for 2023, which culminates in them giving a TED Talk on a New York City stage on November 16th. So in preparation for that, we're going to be doing a lot of writing exercises this coming week to really start to dig into the takeaway message that everybody's going to leave the audience with, and also to focus a little bit on you know, the personal stories that they're going to use to map to that lesson that they want to leave the audience with. So for this day, I am really trying and making a conscientious effort to not wear my traditional New York black everywhere I go. I remember looking at pictures of myself from the retreat in Paris last year, and I looked like I was just at a funeral because I was wearing black the whole time. I recently did a color analysis and realized that my power color is this royal blue. I'm actually wearing it right now. And so this British retailer called Bowden has done a great job of creating a bunch of t-shirts in royal blue. I'll be wearing this t-shirt along with some jeans for not only the photo shoot, but it's gonna take me nicely through the day to our cooking class with Chef Antonella in the evening. We're gonna be making ragu, we're gonna be making ravioli, making tiramisu, and I certainly don't wanna get any of my nice clothes dirty, so this outfit's gonna be able to take me from the photo shoot in the morning all the way through dinner at night. Day 4 is interesting because we are doing a wine and bike. I read about this in a magazine, maybe it was Condé Nast, years ago, that Italy has made an effort to not just everybody visit their wineries by car, but you can now visit them by bike. So we are going to be biking. For anybody who tires, there is going to be a van that follows us, so it's not like it's tantamount that you be in the greatest of physical shape, but we are going to be doing a little bit of athleticism on this day. So I am wearing, again, depending on the weather, I've got a short sleeve tee with wicking technology from Lululemon. If it's a little bit cooler, I've got my AG Jeans white tee that I wore on the day that I arrived. I'm gonna pair this with my Salutation Stash 7/8 capri tights from Athleta. This is my go-to yoga gear because the fabric feels like butter. And I'm gonna top this off or tie it all together with my quilted vest from Barber. And off we go in sneakers. We're gonna be biking for the day, and I'm really, really excited for this activity. Day 5 is going to be our final day at the villa. So we are going to an olive oil tasting during the day to a local mill. We're gonna have lunch there, luxuriate hopefully in some sun if it manages to peek out. And then we're gonna transition into our final dinner where we're gonna reflect on the previous 4 days, the writing that we did, the exercises that we did, but we're also gonna be opening our letters that we wrote to ourselves back in January when the Mastermind kicked off. So in order to take me from day to night, I'm wearing this Vivienne Noir dress from Tuckernuck. It's a little bit thicker of a fabric, but it's also almost like a mini skirt length. So if it happens to be hot, I will be polished and put together, but I'll also be able to be warm during the day. I'm also gonna be driving everybody to the olive oil tasting, so I wanna make sure that I have clothing that moves with me. But it's got, the fabric has a little bit of shimmer in it, which I love because it's gonna nicely transition into the evening when we do our final goodbye dinner. That takes me to next morning, 10 a.m. We are all out of the villa, and I'm gonna be driving some folks back to Florence. And so for that, I'm gonna be wearing this top from Cézanne, which is one of my favorite Parisian designers. It's a funky little top, but it's casual enough that I can wear it on a Saturday. Pairing that with these tuxedo pants from Mango. Again, we're gonna be hitting some of the outlets outside of Florence on the way back, so I don't wanna look totally schlumpy. So this nice top with the nice pants, and then maybe with my quilted vest on top, I feel like I can look put together. It can also carry me through to lunchtime. At night, we are going to dinner. I've booked a few Michelin star restaurants, so I'm gonna recycle that funnel neck sweater that I wore earlier in the week with my silk skirt and my Kurt Geiger mules, and it'll take me beautifully from my daytime activity to my nighttime activity and hopefully keep me warm. I'm hoping that Florence is going to be a little bit warmer. Finally, I'm going to tack on a few days myself in Florence because one of the highlights, and Belinda is the one that told me about this, is to do yoga overlooking the Duomo at sunset. So for this, for sure, I'm gonna be bringing my yoga gear, my camera, and my waist bag to be able to capture as many pictures as I can. And then it's also paired with dinner, which is gonna be fun. Hey, so I make one of these videos every single time I go on a retreat. For me, I could nerd out on packing cubes and packing strategies from now till the end of time. But I truly enjoy making these videos for you. So if you have any comments or questions, leave them down below in the comments section. If you want to be a part of my mastermind, there is a wait list, and that link is down here below as well.